ESPN dropped their top 25 players under the age of 25. And while I was reading this list and watching some podcasters and whatnot talk about it, I decided I need to throw my hat in the ring. Because quite frankly, I was really baffled, not only with the list itself and its formation, but even some people's responses to the list and what they would have changed. So today we look at the definitive top 25 under 25, and we get right into the shape of things. Real quick before we get started though, I do want to remind you guys to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I also want to make the criteria as clear as possible. So when looking at this criteria, I just looked at three major things. Potential is obviously the same thing the ESPN list used, and I agree that it needs to be a part of it. We will say already accomplished. So obviously some of these rookies are going to be a little bit slighted because of that, but I think it's also to give credit to the guys who have been in the league now for a while and are obviously fitting in this age bracket. And finally, growth. Again, benefiting these guys who, even this would benefit rookies, but even benefiting guys who have been here for 3-4 years and have shown legitimate signs of progression each season. They deserve to be higher because of that. So those are our three. So starting off with number 25, I have Asar Thompson. Now, this is no disrespect to Asar Thompson. This is not me saying that he is a bad basketball player by any means. But even when you look at his overall stat line, I think things have sort of remained relatively the same. Now, it doesn't help that Asar has dealt with a little bit of an injury issue, throughout his seasons, right? But at the same time, at no point have I really sat there and been like, yeah, Asar has shown legitimate leaps. He shows, obviously, I think, he's probably the best defender of the two twins, but still, I think Asar ultimately, so far, the potential looks a little bit lower. What he's accomplished already is good, but you want to go out of your way to go, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And the growth has been steady, but nothing, world shaking. Then I've got number 24. Coming in at this spot is Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs, obviously, I think the big issue that holds him back from being higher on this list is his health. I mean, I think if Jalen Suggs was healthy, this dude could be a legit perennial all-defensive team DPOY caliber player. And honestly, I do think what he's been bringing to the team offensively steadily over time, becoming a better ball handler, better passer, and better playmaker for this team, has been actually really important. And this team, honestly, I don't know how else to describe it other than when you physically watch them play, they just look significantly better when Jalen Suggs is out there on both ends of the floor. They look better when he's out there offensively. They look significantly better when he's out there defensively. The growth has been, this is where things get a little rough for him, right? He kind of tapers off a little bit. He's kind of middling now. I don't think his potential and growth are as high, but he has already accomplished some really great things, right? I mean, the dude's already made an all defensive team in his third year. So there's signs for growth, but I wouldn't go out of my way so far to say that we've seen that consistent. So coming in now at number 23 is Reed Sheppard. Now, Reed Sheppard's a weird one because I think his potential is he has some pretty good potential, but I also think I need to be fair when I've been critical of guys like Trae Young and, shorter players. He's listed at 6'2", but when you watch Reed Sheppard play, that brother is not 6'2". I unironically am probably taller than Reed Sheppard. Again, it's stepped up, right? The growth is a huge plus for him. Huge. The potential and growth are the two biggest factors right now for Reed Sheppard. Literally leaps and bounds better than he was the year before. Again, though, at some point, I think that size factor has to come into play. I think it caps off his potential because I don't see him ever reaching the height of that, peak year of a Trae Young. I just don't think that's his play style. I don't think his skill is at that level. And again, I think his size is more of a, negative than a positive. So I think ultimately Reed Sheppard would cap off here at number 23. And this is where I think things start to get interesting from this point on, and this might be a little controversial, but at number 22, I have Josh Giddey. This is not so much to disrespect Josh Giddey. I think when we talk about the 25 under 25 list, most of us look at the potential and talk about what are these players going to look like when they help turn their franchise into a winning situation. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about just winning a championship. I'm talking about you're competing for a playoff spot, you're fighting for all this. I don't think Josh Giddey is a guy that's averaging a damn near triple-double, and that's immaculate. Again, the growth is huge in Josh Giddey's favor. Huge. But if, let's say, he went to the Orlando Magic, I think he'd probably end up averaging 13 or 14. He'll still average, I would argue, 8, 9 assists. I think he would actually be an incredible fit for that Orlando team. The rebounds will probably come down because you have Paolo, Franz, Wendell, Goga. You just have a lot of bigs over there that actually know how to rebound on what we got going on. But I think it kind of caps off what Giddey can be. His potential on situations like the Bulls could be a little bit higher. He might unironically get to a triple-double mark. But I think if he's on the winning situation and when you see that potential at its max, I don't think it's something that you're going to go out of your way to be like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Again, he's already accomplished some really good things too, which helps him out. I just think ultimately you have to overall look at everything when we discuss this. But then number 21, this guy didn't even make the original list. And I thought that was, honest to God, unironically disrespect. And it's Derek Queen. Derek Queen has shown legitimate flashes of being the franchise guy for this New Orleans Pelicans team. I mean, the dude's averaging 13, 6, and 4. The shooting is horrendous, and the defense is still a bit of a struggle for me. And again, he's a bit of an undersized center. So honestly, I think at his best, he's like a super Sabonis. I don't know if he quite reaches the Jokic level. Only reason I say that is the shooting kind of concerns me, and he's undersized. Again, that's one of the big crazy things about a Jokic is almost a footer, and he's gonna get you, the 10, 11, 12 rebound. I don't know if at 6'9", Derek Queen's getting you all that. And then again, defensively, it's rough. And the discipline is rough, and the potential is through the roof. I had to put him here bare minimum because of that. Like, to me, it was insane when we're talking about potential, and Derek Queen wasn't on this list, especially after what we've seen so far coming into this year. Then at number 20, I have Jalen Duren. Now, again, Jalen Duren has absolutely, taken the leap this year, an MIP level candidate. I mean, the dudes are giving you 19, 11, 2, and about a block a game. That's really damn good. I don't know if he'll ever be a 20 PPG guy. Not saying that you necessarily have to be one to be higher on this list, but I feel like Duren's potential is damn near at its max right now. How much better can Jalen Duren legitimately get now over the course of his career? And I would be very hard pressed to see him continue to take leaps. And again, not every player is going to take leap, after they reach a certain point. Like, is Josh Giddey going to average a 25-point triple-double? No, but that would be the next leap. What would the next leap at this point be for Jalen Duren? Is he going to average 15 and 23? Like, it sort of reaches a point with Jalen Duren where I'm like, this dude's incredible, but I feel like we're damn near at what he is at his best. But I think he still deserves to be on this list, no doubt. Then coming in at number 19, this one's a bit of a hot take. Because I know people are going to hear the name and they're going to go, oh my God, you have him over. I have Alex Sarr at number 19. Alex Sarr has quietly, very, very quietly, I know he's been hurt, but he's had a MIP level year as well. I mean, the dude literally is better in damn near every statistical category. His points have increased. He looks better on the defensive end, averaging nearly 2 blocks a game. His shooting splits are significantly better, like day and night. He is showing legitimate signs of growth, and I think his potential, I mean, this dude could end up averaging like 24, 25 a game. I do believe that, and I think he could get his boards up to about, probably, he could get to 10, 11. Like, he could be a 25 and 11 guy. Now he's been hurt, so I'm a little, concerned about how long he's going to be out, and when he comes back, will that mess up his momentum and flow? But I think if we're talking about potential, I think at this point, Sarr's potential is already higher than a dude like Duren. I think it's higher than a guy like Giddey. The only dude below him that I'm like, man, if the potential fully is maybe Derek Queen. But otherwise, I think Alex Sarr, guys, you guys need to keep an eye on him. I'm being dead serious. Like, Alex Sarr has quietly been having a MIP level season. And I get it. He's on the Wizards, and who really cares? And his draft class as a whole is like, who really cares? But guys, I'm telling you, man, he's looked legit. This one is also probably going to get me in some hot water, but I stay on business. Number 18 is Stephon Castle. I think Castle's upside is legit. The shooting, not so much. I think the problem is that with Castle at his best, and let's say the Spurs team gets to their best, I don't think Castle's giving you 7 assists a night. I just don't. And I think that helps him though, because when you're averaging 4 turnovers, it gets a little concerning, right? So I think the ball would come out of his hands in the ideal situation for the Spurs team. Overall, not saying he would never touch the ball or get treated like he can't dribble or nothing, but I think you would see his usage go down. The defense is obviously, his defense is legit, no doubt. And again, we've already started to see a bit of a leap from him in terms of his aggressiveness and using his athleticism. But I think when you look at some of these younger players, I think at their best, right? Like Castle could probably crack 20 a game at his best. He'll probably end up giving you like 25 or 6. I had to throw out a guess at what like a great peaks to find. And that's an incredible player to have next to Victor Wembanyama and someone else I have on this list, or, De'Aaron Fox. And this is a great player to have. I just don't know if that's over most of these guys I have listed in front of him, let alone what we've been getting from them according to the rest of their criteria. But the growth is there. The potential, I think, is pretty good. This dude's legit. Now, the next two, you can intertwine however you want to do. At 17, I have VJ Edgecombe. My only concern with my guy, VJ, now again, this is genuinely like I was screaming from the mountaintops, whether it was in our Discord, whether it was in private, DMs with people and whatever. I was clearly the third best prospect in this draft guy. I was that guy. VJ at times, now obviously he started off red hot and he's cooled off. There's a reality of, the rookie, the wall and all that. And there's something I'm very, very happy with as a guy who loves, VJ in his game, like the 3-ball being at 39% on 5 a game. That's incredible, because that was one of the big question marks, was like, could this dude's shooting really come into factor here in the league? And I think that this dude's upside is still very, very legit. If he can get the field goal percentage up to like 45 a game, or 45, 46%, I think this dude could average at least 23, 24 a game. Like, I genuinely see VJ's upside. And then we have Con Knipple, another guy who I've already talked about on this channel, so I don't want to get into him too much. But these two guys, I think, they can legitimately change the way that their franchises are going to a very big extent. Like, Con has had damn near, I think, like 4 or 5 30-point games already. And that's either without LaMelo, with LaMelo, without Brandon Miller, or with Brandon. Like, it has been in spite of this Hornets team being decimated by injuries. I think that Con and VJ, these two dudes have been showing legitimate signs of leaps. And they really have star potential, like all NBA caliber potential. So I think when I compare them to a guy like a Stephon Castle, I think that their potential is higher. Seeing what they have already started to grow with throughout the course of this season, I'm taking those two over Stephon Castle. And then 15, to me, a bit of a step above from what we've seen is Dylan Harper. Most of the dudes over, Dylan and that little rookie chunk are all players that have been pretty established in the league. So at this point, to me, I think Dylan has shown legitimate signs. He will be the lead guard of this team in 3 to 4 years, 2 to 3 years. And again, the ball would probably go into his hands and he will start to bring up his numbers. I think Dylan's potential is legit. Like, he already looks like he already plays like a pro. Like, are there rookie mistakes? Sure, every rookie has them. But still, I feel like, man, like, he's translating even better than I thought he would have off the rip, which is remarkable to see. And then this is where things start to get interesting, because now we're into most of the established guys and one rookie. At number 14, I have Scotty Barnes. Defensively, an absolute menace. No doubt about it. Offensively, I think he's good. But I still, at times, look at it and I go, Like, it feels like this is relatively his peak. That is hovering around 20 a game, right? The 3-ball has come back, which is good. Now, I don't know how legit this 38% is when you look at the rest of his career. This is probably what he'll be. Like a 26 or a 28 and 5 or 4 guy, and that's really damn good. And the growth and the accomplishments, they're all there. I just don't know if I'm going out of my way to say I'm taking Scotty potential wise over a lot of these dudes. Like number 13, I have Paolo Banchero. Paolo's concerned me. I made a video about him. I think the lack of a first step is starting to kill his game. And quite frankly, the inefficiencies are starting to become a little bit alarming. But I think we've still seen him in the playoffs take a leap in his game. And I think at the end of the day, like what I've seen from Paolo still shows far, far more signs of potential than most. And this is upcoming here, another hot take. Because I do think this guy gets a little overblown because of the situation. I have Amen Thompson at number 12. Now on the original list, they had him all the way up at 6. My thing is that his growth has been good. His potential is pretty high. But I think if you switch the twins, like if a star went to Houston and a men went to Detroit, their names would probably be swapped on this list, and most people, that would probably be the consensus opinion. I do believe that this Amen Thompson is benefiting greatly from being on the Rockets. Now, I'm not trying to penalize him for being on this team per se. I'm just saying because he's on a team that's never really had that guard of the future, and he's shown guard of the future kind of potential and signs, I just don't know, like the shooting still hasn't really shown itself. The growth is there. The potential is obviously high, but I'm taking most of these dudes already over him. Then I'm getting above him. So for example, at number 11, I have Franz Wagner. Low-key, Franz has been the Magic's best player. I think it's a little nasty, right? I don't like engaging in all these sort of debates and topics, but the question sort of just leaps off the page by a certain point of how many times are we going to see this whole Paolo goes out, Franz is the only dude there, he'll come in and step up. Now, his playoffs have been a little. But I genuinely believe that Franz, this dude is legit. Like, I think his max is probably 23, 24 a game, which is a damn near 25 point per game score. He can give you 35 from 3, about 4 or 5 a game. He's giving you nearly 50% from the field. Like, he's going to get you 4 to 5 assists. He's going to get you 6 rebounds, and he's going to give you really damn good defense. I think Franz is legitimately, in some ways, I think he gets underrated in terms of not just on this list, but overall. Then we get to the top 10. And this is where I thought I had a lot of fun. Number 10, I have Denny Avdia. I'm a big Denny fan. You guys already know what I think of him and his potential. He's already showing legitimate leaps. I think when you look at numbers, him compared to Jalen Johnson, who I have at number 9, they're damn near identical, except for Jalen has more assists, I believe, in rebounds, and then the efficiencies. But I will say, Johnson's three-point efficiency is probably related to the volume because he takes, like, I think 2 or 3 less a game, and it has that 1 or 2% more. I think Denny and Jalen are very, very, very deadly, could be all NBA players in a couple years caliber of player. Like, these two dudes are changing the course of their franchise relative. Like, when that Denny trade happened, I was genuinely shocked that Portland pulled off that heist. And what Jalen Johnson's been able to do without Trae Young, I think the Blazers and the Hawks are both like, holy crap. We lucked into our bailouts, right? Like, Scoot's been hurt, and when he's been playing, hasn't been that great. And we spent number 2 overall because we thought he would be the franchise guy. Boom. There's Denny. Bail you out. Trae Young has been hurt. Trae Young's production has been all over the place. I don't know if we can keep drafting around it. Boom. Jalen Johnson's progressively taking those leaps. I think these two dudes are all world. Number 8, Evan Mobley. I tried to tell y'all about Evan Mobley. Offensively, you have reached his max. I am sorry. I do not know how many more years we have to continue with this charade of, oh, but just wait if he takes the lead. What more has to happen for Evan Mobley to take this alleged, like, MVP caliber leap offensively? What I said in my video, I stand on. You do not want him to put the ball on the ground. When he does, things get a little nasty for him. The shooting is cool. I think he's a good finisher. The defense is elite. All defensive, depoy caliber player. But his offense is capped out. I'm sorry. Call me a hater if any of you guys even got this far in the video. But I'm standing on my ground. This is Evan Mobley's max offensively. I just don't see it getting a whole lot better. And if you have to consistently remove players from a team to hope, because mind you now, let's say Jared Allen gets traded. Let's say Garland gets traded. And it's a D. Mitch and Mobley show. What's guaranteeing Evan Mobley takes this offensive leap again? The dude can't still self-create. The ball is not going on the ground from him. How exactly is Evan Mobley then taking this offensive leap? I'm standing my ground on this. I'm sorry. I do not understand why Evan Mobley's offensive potential continues to get gassed when for the past 3 to 4 years, you've basically seen his three-point shot go up, right? So his points per game have gone up. But now he's staying relatively the same. Offensively, this is probably his peak, his max, his best. And that's still a damn good player, but I don't think I can rank him much higher because of that. At number 7, I have Chet Holmgren. I think Chet has a similar level of defensive upside as Mobley. His offensive upside is just much, much, much higher than Mobley's. His offensive potential we started to see this year. The dude could put the ball on the ground. He can create for himself a little bit. He can still catch and shoot. He can be a great lob threat. He can basically do everything Mobley does, except he can also create for himself significantly better. So, to me, I don't even think it's really a question of who has the better potential. In terms of accomplishments, Mobley's got it, but I would just argue that's due to Chet's health and Wemby's health and whatnot, but he got it, right? And then growth, I mean, Chet's continued to take leaps just as much as Mobley has, except now Chet's showing more signs of growth, in my opinion. So to me, this was pretty easy. I got Chet. Then I got my boy J-Dub at number 6. I was ahead of the curve on J-Dub. I made a video about him, I believe, back in March of 2023 or 4, talking about how I thought J-Dub was one of the most underrated players in basketball. I tried telling y'all about J-Dub. I think he's legit. His defense is fucking remarkable. Like, the dude could unironically switch about 1 through 5 and hold his own for a vast majority of the time. The offense, I think, could grow a little bit more, and that's why I keep him this high, because I think his offensive upside is still a little bit higher than what it is right now. But when we get to these top 5 guys, 4 of them are very established players who continue to take leaps, and one of them, I just think potential-wise, it's not close. Number 5, Cooper Flagg. When I saw this initial list, I saw Cooper Flagg was under Amen Thompson. I don't know what in the hell we were talking about. Potential-wise, it's not even close. Amen's probably a better defender than Coop, but Coop's still a damn near great defender. And I'm going to be honest, offensively, I don't think it's going to be close at their max potential. I think Coop's, ability to handle the ball, I think his shot already has shown more signs of it will probably start to fall over the course of his career. His potential to me is just through the roof compared to most of these dudes below him. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I am legitimately high on what Cooper Flagg can become, and this dude's almost averaging 20 a game now. Like, after a little bit of a rough start, Cooper Flagg is showing that two-way superstar potential that I think I have more faith banking on than I do with Amen Thompson. I'm sorry. I just do. Then these next 4 are all established players who I think can continue to take leaps, or these dudes are just the best out of these 25. It just is what it is. Şengün's number 4. I've got Cade at number 3. Anthony Edwards at number 2, and obviously I don't even think it's close. Number 1 is Victor Wembanyama. I think when you look at these 4 guys, you could switch the order up. I think more so of just like, okay, do you want Şengün or Cade? But to me, Ant and Wemby are clearly the top 2. I don't necessarily think it's close. Wemby's number 1 is not even close. Like, there ain't nobody, not a damn soul that would come close to him number 1 when you look at this. His growth has already shown legit signs. His potential is not even close to the highest. The dude, unironically, if Wemby stays healthy and it worked out, the dude could be the best player in the world in about a year or 2. Like, it will be his league. I can't say that for just about anybody else on this list. Not a one of them. I'm sorry. I want to know what you guys think. I know this video is a lot longer than I usually make, but I had to get on my soapbox and talk a little bit, because some of this stuff, y'all. So we can talk about the differences in this list too. I removed Dyson Daniels from the list. He was on the ESPN list. I don't understand that argument. I'm taking Jalen Suggs over Dyson Daniels, quite frankly. Asar Thompson to me has a higher upside. Everyone else, the upside to me is just there. I'm sorry. I'm taking their upside. I don't believe there was another player I completely removed from the list. They had Denny at 15, and I was kind of disgusted with that. I was like, I don't think Scotty Barnes is better than Denny right now, and I don't think he has higher potential than Denny, and I was like, no. Changed the order of some things around, but I didn't really. I moved Castle down. I think like a couple spots, so it was only like 2 spots. I got Derek Queen on there because he wasn't even on there at all. I genuinely think that I cooked up with this list. So you guys let me know what you think of this list in the comments below. What's your top 25 under 25? Do you agree with ESPN's list? Do you hate my list? As always, guys, this was Mr. No Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.